रुक, मेरे दिमाग में है, मुंह पे नहीं आ रहा। चलो बॉयज, दोबारा से स्ट्रीम चालू कर दी है मैंने, बिकॉज मेरा वाईफाई डाउन हो गया था। तो अब देखते हैं क्या होता है।
मैं सुनूंगा 7वीं
Silly
बार होगा
churl,
अभी
Billy churl, silly
नोटिफिकेशन आ रहे थे
Billy,
7 बार
hilly churl.
तू विकेश की हेल्प
Woo.
करने नहीं गया क्या?
अबे बीकेएस की हेल्प कर रहा हूँ मैं 20 बार कर लिया है ये डोमेन
20 बार
अभी तक कर रहा हूँ
इतनी बार क्यों करते
ये रेजिंग है इसके पास नहीं है तो
हो रीजन तो होना ही
Are
पड़ेगा
you feeling better, Dunyarzad? Yes, much
वो
better.
है जो
I
बैग में
didn't
रहता है ना
realize you were concerned about it. I guess I shouldn't continue to keep it a
फ्रेजाइल
secret.
रीजन
I was actually
वो
born with
सेव कर
Elazar.
लिया मैंने प्रेरणा के
It's
लिए सेव
terminal
कर
now.
लिया
Can't believe it's Elazar. Oh, you've already heard of Elazar. In that case, you probably know about its severity. Sumero's current medical advancements still haven't been able to find a cure. The disease's progression can only be delayed through environmental therapy. Dunyar, there's no need to be sad. I've always lived with Elazar and I came to terms with it a long time ago. Compared to the simple fact that I'm afflicted with this, its effects on my life have been much more painful. I know that my family loves me dearly. They've done all they can to provide the best environment for me so that I can live for that much
ये
longer.
आएगा कितनी बोलती है अभी
However, I know I will one day succumb to this. Did you know? Before I ran away from home this time, the world outside of my home didn't even know that I
हो
existed.
गया क्या बीकेएस
Since I was a child, all I could
अच्छा हो
do
गया
was sit on my bed and stare at everything outside of my window.
हो गया मिल गया सामान
रेजिन खत्म उसका
कोई तो बोल रहा था बहुत
ये आर्टिफैक्ट्स में फार्म नहीं करता पता है मैंने
I'm
कल
sure my
किया था
family's worried and disappointed in me for
200-300
running
आर्टिफैक्ट
away,
तो
but
थे मेरे पास सब वो किया
I just
ये
didn't want to
मिस्टिक
have any
ऑफरिंग
regrets.
मिला
I
कुछ
wanted to meet other people. To me, there's nothing more beautiful than being able to meet and speak with
मैंने
others.
भी किया लेकिन कुछ नहीं
स्कैम है बे वो
Not to mention the incredible
मुझे
time
लगता है
spent
साला
preparing for the
इतना
festival.
ऑफरिंग करके
The
भी नहीं
joy
मिला
on everyone's
पर मिलता
faces
है
here,
ठीक है
and
मिलता है
all the
कभी
support
मिलता है
I've
भाई रोल
received from
करते हैं
friends
सब
like
डिफेंस
Dia.
हो जाता है अटैक हो
This
जाता
way, when my final day does arrive, it will be less sorrowful.
अच्छा ग्राइंड करूँगा आज इसको
At the very
है किससे
least,
करना है
many
इसको
people will remember that I once existed in this
ये
world,
कौन सा डोमेन है
right?
पता नहीं फिर
As long as you don't forget Paimon. Paimon
आजू
also
वाला
won't forget about you.
अच्छा
No,
बेनिफिशियंट क्या क्या नाम
even
है
if you forget Paimon, Paimon will still remember you.
आजू
Thank
वाला
you
तो
two
ऐसा
so
वो था ना
much.
इजी था
I apologize for the depressing conversation. This is out of character for me. To be honest, Lesser Lord
हाँ
Kusanali
ये
gave me the
इसमें वो
courage
है
to
जो
do
दो
all of
बेच
this. If
क्या
it
बोलते
weren't
हैं
for her
उसको
encouragement,
असैसिन
I wouldn't have taken that thanks.
नहीं आया अच्छा
There
लोड
will
हो गया
always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
आजू लेना था इसमें
Oh, right. Isn't it almost time? Huh? Almost time for what? Isn't the dance of Sub-Zeros about to begin? It's the part of the festival that I've been looking forward to the most. Nilu will recreate that legendary scene with her most splendid dancing. And the Sub-Zeros festival will conclude amid everyone's applause and blessings. And with that, my wish will also... Then what are we waiting for? Let's go to the stage! Yeah, we should still make it in time. Huh?
चला मैं बॉलीवुड में जो है ना अनफॉर्चुनेट आउट से लाल
Were you not aware that the law prohibits this type of performance from taking place without prior permission?
Over there! Someone's yelling at Nilu! I think I just saw the Academia's Grand Sage. Why is he here in person?
But the Dance of Sub-Zeros is one of the key parts of the Sub-Zeros festival. If we can't perform it...
The Sub-Zeros Festival. The law also prohibits the private hosting of large-scale religious festivals. Only the academia can host such an event. If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
The Academia was originally responsible for the Sub-Zero's festival, but they failed this responsibility for many years. I need to speak with them.
Don't go. They have the final say, you know.
This is a hard pill to swallow, but you're right. Things would only get worse.
Art, dance. Aren't you ashamed of pursuing such frivolous and meaningless activities in this land of knowledge and reason?
ये बुड्ढा क्या बोल गया?
Our Archon created the utopia that is Sumeru City for all scholars who sought validity, verity, and truth, while people like you wish to defile it.
No. I believe that our Archon never rejected the arts. Even the goddess of flowers dedicated a dance to her.
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are qualified to debate with me. What you should be doing is finding workers to tear down this ridiculous eyesore. When we return, have the scribe draft an ordinance before the next Nyargarbaha Day that prohibits public art performances. We will announce it to the public later via the Akasha.
Understood. I will inform him when I return.
The Sub-Zeru's festival. Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Nilu, are you okay? Oh, Dunyarzad. You all saw that just now? The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere the Academia can't find us and perform there. But how do we let everyone know? And what about the atmosphere on the stage? Or we could get people to block them off so they can't interrupt the performance.
Nilu, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
But you've been looking forward to the Dance of Sub-Zero so much. And I know how important this festival is to you.
It's okay. Seeing you care this much about my feelings is more than enough. It would be too risky to continue the Sub-Zero's festival at this point. I don't want to get everyone in trouble.
If you say so. But you can sneak out for the next Sub-Zero's festival, right? Well,
The next one. Yes. Okay. It's a promise. It will be a smashing success.
भाई कितना कट सीन है रे इसमें यार, मैं पागल हो रहा हूँ भाई.
those heartless geezers.
कुछ भी नहीं है, सिर्फ कट सीन, बातें घूमना बस. इधर से उधर जा रहे हैं, बातें में बातें पेलते जा रहे हैं. मेरे को समझ कुछ लग नहीं रहा. बहन का लोड़ा दिमाग खराब हो गया बहन.
It really is okay. There's nothing we can do about it.
हाँ रे सुमुरु का, वही सैमुरु का जो
I'd
भी
be
है.
lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
बस दिमाग खराब हो गया.
कल्चर बोल रहा है, कल्चर सुना रहा है इसलिए.
तब से मैं खेल रहा हूँ, जब से खेलना स्टार्ट किया बातें ही बातें पेलते जा रहे हैं, बातें ही पेलते जा रहे हैं. बहनचोद इधर उधर इधर उधर.
It's a shame the festival ended the way it did. Nilu and Dunyarzad promised to make the next Sub-Zero's festival a success. But Dunyarzad is running out of time.
I'm sure she know what that very well.
Yeah.
Yep.
अबे बीकेस कितना है बे तेरे पास मैजिक भाई? ये 30 बार हो गया भाई ये डोमेन.
क्या हुआ ये?
अभी तक डोमेन करवा रहा है मेरे से.
We're gonna be late! It's all because you wouldn't get out of bed! We should go meet Dunyarzad right away!
इसने कन्विंस नहीं बनाया ना इसलिए. यार तक 52K देता है.
मन तो कर रहा है वर्ल्ड क्विज करूं जाके साला, एटलीस्ट उसमें मेरे को वो तो होगा.
क्या होगा?
फाइट तो करने को मिलेगा साला.
स्टोरी अच्छी रहती है.
हाँ वर्ल्ड क्विज ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है मुझे.
मैं बाद में ये तो करना पड़ेगा आर्कन क्वेस्ट.
हाँ तो वही तो दिक्कत है ना.
और
मैं
आगे
बोल
क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट करने के बाद तुमको रिवार्ड भी मिलेगा ना, एक फुल मिलेगा एक, और प्रीमोजेम्स भी मिलेंगे। अभी 45 था, अभी 43 है तेरे पास। तू कंडेंस बोल रहा है या वो बोल रहा है, क्या बोलते हो, फैजल बोल रहा है तू?
बेकार बेकार वो सैंड में तो मेरे पास एक क्रिम्सन बीच है, एक जो लगा रखा है,
ऐसा
दो।
नहीं, मैंने आय का बिल्ड करने में वही 50 वेस्ट किए थे एक दिन के अंदर, एक या 2 दिन, हाँ। फिर भी आय का मेरा वीकेस्ट टेरिटरी। ये लास्ट 2 महीने ना वीकेस, इसके बाद में जा रहा है भाई।
बेचारे को बोर कर दिया। करवा करवा डोमेन करवा करवा। कौन गया डिस्कॉर्ड से? तो फिर क्या हुआ उसको, अकेला क्यों गया?
ये आखिरी है, इसके बाद जा रहा हूँ बोला।
आखिरी करे भी नहीं चला गया वो तो।
शायद से हो गया होगा और आखिरी। हाँ
क्या
हाँ,
क्या कर
हाँ
रहा था?
क्या? नहीं। हाँ
कौन सा हो रहा है? मेरे को ये करना, फालतू में मटेरियल बर्बाद हो रहा है।
अरे फोन क्रैश हो गया मेरा।
वाओ।
भाई
मटेरियल आर्ट आर्ट आर्टिस्ट क्या लिखा है? बैंडना, ये काम का है क्या?
मार्शल आर्टिस्ट,
हाँ, मार्शियल आर्टिस्ट।
वो एसेंशियल मटेरियल है, बाद में काम आएगा।
गार्डियन बैंड। गार्डियन बैंड।
हाँ वो भी सेम है।
एक्साइल फ्लावर, एक्साइल है क्या? एक्सिल, एलेक्सिल।
आर्टिफैक्ट है।
हाँ।
आर्टिफैक्ट है।
अरे काम का है कि नहीं ये बोल रहा हूँ
नहीं, बेकार है। 3 स्टार है ना?
नहीं 4 स्टार।
हाँ बेकार है।
और ये
भाई कुछ भी बोलो, 3 स्टार
अबे
4
सब बेकार है भाई। 4 स्टार आर्टिफैक्ट को देखो भी मत, फेक दो। 5 स्टार ही लगाना।
अब लेवल अप जो हो गया।
नहीं कुछ अच्छे हैं ना काम के। लावा वल्कर फेंक ही दूं ना, मतलब लावा वल्कर का बिल्कुल काम नहीं है।
किधर फेंकेगा?
ये अपग्रेड में।
स्टैट्स अच्छा है तो ऑफिस पे यूज कर सकते हो तुम वैसे।
इसमें
स्टैट्स अच्छा है क्या? क्रिट रेट, क्रिट डैमेज दोनों है?
रिट्रेट का मेन स्टैक है बट डिफेंसिव भी है इसके अंदर।
फ्लावर है?
नहीं मुकुट, मुकुट क्या बोलते हैं?
सर्किट, सर्किट।
विंसन, विन विजडम, स्लेट ऑफ लोगोस।
अच्छा है भाई वैसे। क्रिट डैमेज आ गया तो ठीक है, लेवल 4 पे अपग्रेड कर लेना। क्रिट डैमेज आएगा तो लट लो।
कंडक्टर टॉप हैट।
किसको काम आएगा लावा?
अबे ऑफ पीस पे, ऑफ पीस।
ऑफिस?
ऑफ पीस ऑफ।
मतलब 4 सेट के बाद।
हाँ वही 4 सेट के बाद आता है ना एक रिमेनिंग।
ओके, मेरे को लगा कैरेक्टर का नाम बोल रहा हूँ।
हजार ओपन कर चुका हूँ भाई।
कोई बात नहीं।
गो मिला, कुछ नहीं मिला।
Good morning, Dinyarzad. Sorry we're late.
Not at all. I arrived early.
You seem kinda tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry. Shall we go? Let's start with the stalls over there.
Sure. Traveler? Why are you just standing there? Let's get going.
तो बड़ी जल्दी है पाइमोन को।
Ooh, they're selling food over that way. Let's go take a look.
ओके।
This is a stall offering foods from the Haftmewa feast.
You are quite well informed, miss. I thought most people nowadays wouldn't know.
ट्रैवल काफी अच्छा है भाई।
Plants. Oh,
He's
Paimon's a
done.
little disappointed. Actually, what is the Haftmewa feast you mentioned just now?
It's one of the Sub-Zerus festival's traditions. People used to set their tables with 7 different foods to symbolize the 7 virtues of the Dendro Archon.
It's starting from just now.
Remnants appear to be in the form of the moon.
Really? Paimon thought it looked like some kind of food.
The moon signifies... It's escaping me for now. Wait a moment.
Is he really looking it up in a book?
Oh, right. It means illusions and lies. But if you trust your intuition and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
Understood. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just learning as I go.
Guess that was still pretty interesting. Okay, on to the next stall.
All right, soldiers. Now that you have your Yalda candies, don't forget your loyalty to Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Yes, Knight Varus! What's going on?
Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is another Sub-Zerus festival icon and one immensely popular with children.
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can meet the Knight of Flowers. Oh, do you want some Yalda candies? I happen to have some boxes ready here. Take a look and pick whichever one you want.
अरे ये सब तो अभी अभी करके हटे हैं हम लोग. सेम थिंग. ये बार बार क्यों हो रहा है? या मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये बार बार हो रहा है.
It's not that simple. Each box contains a random flavor. It's up to the...
Ooh, how interesting.
And there's also Lizard Tail and Oni Ka...
Why do those flavors even exist? Traveler, help Paimon pick one. Paimon wants to eat the Sunsetia flavor.
Great! These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Ah, excellently chosen. Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Ha! Paimon bet you had incredible luck, and Paimon was right!
इसको भी यही फील हो रहा है. I don't know why, but I know it must have been.
Huh? How's that possible? It's obviously
दिमाग खाएगा
random.
ये कुछ तुम्हारा.
Why do I keep having this sense of deja vu? What a strange feeling. हाँ देखा, ट्रैवलर को भी यही लग रहा है कि ये चीज हो रखा है.
तो ये
मतलब
हो रहा है.
हाँ मतलब ये मैंने अभी अभी थोड़ी देर पहले सेम थिंग किया और ये सेम थिंग दोबारा हो रहा है. और पाइमन को भी ऐसे ही मतलब पाइमन को पता नहीं है, उसको पता नहीं है, लेकिन ट्रैवलर को ऐसा फील हो रहा है कि हाँ ये सेम थिंग हो रहा है. स्टोरी ऐसी ही है. हाँ वही तो.
Glitch हो गया ना.
ग्लिच नहीं हुआ, स्टोरी ऐसी है. विकेश भी बोल रहा है. आई एम सॉरी डेंजर्ड बट आई नीड टू लीव फॉर अ
Oh,
मोमेंट.
sure.
ये भी केस ही नहीं.
Where are you going? You're just gonna walk off like that?
साला इसको स्पॉइलर दे दे के बिगाड़ के.
अरे तुम लोगों ने ये सब कर लिया तो क्या है का स्पॉइलर भी.
अबे तेरे स्पॉइलर हो गया.
तेरे लिए भाई.
A feeling of
हमारे लिए.
deja vu? Oh, Paimon knows what that is. It's when you feel like you've already experienced whatever is going on. In that case, Paimon also felt something like that today. But that's just our brains playing tricks on us. So, why'd you run here in such a hurry?
I want to do something I normally. I want to see if I can get a ride of this deja vu.
So that's it. You're intentionally doing things you usually wouldn't and seeing if you still get that same feeling of deja vu.
Welcome, you two. Are you here for lunch? What would you like to eat?
One charcoal Agelena. Please.
Got it.
केक
You
कौन
don't
खाता
look
है?
like you're from these parts, but I gotta say, you've got good taste. I'll give this order to the kitchen.
Charcoal baked Angelina cake. Isn't it that burned thing that didn't look tasty at all? Oh, Paimon understands what you're trying to do now. You'd never normally order something like this.
कोई केक है?
That thing? Are you
ये
really
तो
gonna
भुना हुआ
eat
आलू
it?
लग रहा है.
Isn't this going a bit too far?
ये क्या हुआ?
How was it? The look on your face is telling Paimon that it tasted awful.
Oh, it's actual tasty. Tasted really good.
Then, you mean That's impossible. We were just talking about how gross it looked. So, would this be a case of taste bud deja vu?
Get rid of it.
Paimon also gets the impression that we've been here many times, even though we aren't regulars. How about we go out again and try something else?
What? अरे यार ये इनकी ऐसे की तैसे क्या बनाया है इसकी स्टोरी को। हाँ कसम मैं बौखला रहा हूँ ये कर करके, इधर से उधर कर करके।
गेम के अंदर सबसे बेस्ट स्टोरी है ये।
हाँ
गेम के अंदर सबसे बेस्ट स्टोरी है ये।
स्टोरी तो अच्छी है, करना कुछ नहीं पड़ रहा, इधर से उधर बातें बस पेलो।
अरे तू अकेला आराम से करेगा ना, तेरे को बहुत मजा आएगा।
मेरे को नहीं मजा आ रहा बे। चलो माइंडसेट चेंज करना पड़ेगा मेरे को अपना। चलो गाइस देखो ये बहुत अच्छी स्टोरी है, तो हम अच्छी स्टोरी करेंगे बैठ कर आराम से रिलैक्स करते हुए।
अब ऐसा है ना, तो जब ये सुमेरु नया आया था तब हाइप था ना अपना।
What a
इस सुमेरु
coincidence,
को जानने के
Dunyarzad.
लिए।
We meet again.
अब तुम नए प्लेयर हो।
Why are you sitting here all by yourself?
Oh, I ran into some kidnappers just now, but thankfully Dia came to my
मैं भी
rescue.
फोन पे खेलता हूँ।
I started to feel unwell after that, so I sat down here.
Kidnappers? Oh my goodness, are you
इवेंट कर रहा
hurt?
हूँ मैं।
I'm okay. Dia's arm got scratched, but it isn't serious.
देखा ये सेम थिंग हम करके आए थे, ये सेम थिंग स्टोरी है वो।
That's a big relief. But Dunyarzad,
पीछे शोरमा बन रहा है,
you
वाओ।
seem a little down today. It's
Not at all. I've always been like
शोरमा
this.
क्या होता है?
Excessive physical exertion or strong emotions tend to aggravate my illness. Besides, no matter how amazing today may be, it is but a single day. After however many
वो
more
volleyball team
days,
से बनाया क्या था
my
ले?
time will come to
हाँ।
an end.
Paimon doesn't quite follow you, and Paimon
Volleyball
feels like something's really got you down right now.
किरे?
I'm sorry for leaving you behind
It
earlier.
really is fine. I don't mind.
I just experienced a number of strange events.
Huh? Did something happen?
Dunyarzad, have you ever felt deja vu? You know, like when you've already experienced something that's happening right now?
Deja vu? No. But my days have been the same for years now. Even if I were feeling deja vu, I suppose I would already be used to it.
Oh, Paimon sees. Then, is it only the two of us?
It's almost time.
Huh? Time for what?
Nilu's Dance of Sub-Zeros. I hope you'll
चलो अब दोबारा जाके देखते हैं वहाँ पर कि अब इस बार क्या हुआ। हाँ अभी हम वहाँ नहीं गए, कोई और जगह पे हुआ है, मतलब इवेंट स्टार्ट हुआ है।
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are qualified to debate with me. What you should be doing is finding workers to tear down this When we
चलो बुड्ढे
return,
निकल।
have the scribe draft an ordinance before the next Nyagarbaha day that prohibits public art performances. We will publicly announce it later through the Akasha.
Understood. I will inform him when I return.
The Sub-Zeru's festival. Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
इस बुड्ढे का तो गेम बजाना पड़ेगा लगता है।
Nilu, are you okay?
Oh, Dunyarzad. The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
It's okay. There's nothing we can do about it.
But you've been really looking forward to this. I don't want you to have any regret.
It truly is unfortunate, but I don't want to cause trouble for anyone. Didn't the Grand Sage say that he might investigate the organizers?
True, but... well, okay. I'll just have to try again next year.
The next festival. I probably won't be around by then.
Wait, what did you just say?
No, nothing. I'll be heading back to rest. Thank you for your help, everyone.
Paimon can't believe what those heartless geezers did!
It's really shame.
also return and get some sleep.
Yeah. ये क्या हुआ?
So, in the end, you still couldn't figure out what that deja vu feeling was all about? Maybe it really was because of exhaustion.
I'm feeling pretty
Same here. That's why
Gozi.
Paimon stopped thinking about it halfway
Gozi
through
क्या
the
होता है?
day. Then, how about we settle in and get a good night's sleep? For now, we can chalk things up to exhaustion. We can do more thinking tomorrow.
कुछ तो हुआ अभी अभी यार वो.
सर घूम रहा है उसका.
modest drop in the output of Jnana energy, but values still continue to monitor for variances in the data and find.
तुझे कैसे पता भाई?
Why does Paimon feel so tired after so much sleep? Anyway, we should go meet Dunyarzad.
ये फिर से वही चीज तो नहीं हो रहा? सेम चीज तीसरी बार.
तीसरी बार छोड़ 100वीं बार.
ये बकवास है भाई ये. ऐसे
इंटरेस्टिंग है बे. अबे सस्पेंस रखना क्यों हो रहा है ये तीसरी बार. ये सब माइंडसेट रख भाई. अननोइंग क्यों हो रहा.
पहले ये क्वेश्चन कर करके दिमाग खराब हो रहा है, ऊपर से बार बार.
दिमाग में आता है ना अभी ये क्यों हो रहा है ये.
हाँ वही तो सोच रहा हूँ क्यों हो रहा है. मैं भी वही सोच रहा हूँ.
Not at all. I arrived early.
हैं? ये फिर?
Paimon thinks you sound kinda tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry. Shall we go? Let's start with the stalls over there.
Great idea. Let's get going. Traveler?
ये लूप में फंस गई है एक, जिसमें ये दिन ही नहीं जा रहा फेस्टिवल वाला. दिस विल इज. ओह वाओ कितना अच्छा ब्लर किया है इन्होंने भाई. दिस फील ऑल टू फेमिलियर. व्हाट अ स्ट्रेंज सेंस ऑफ डेजा वू.
सुमेरु का स्टोरी टेलिंग अच्छा है.
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can enjoy the Sub-Zero's festival. Oh, are you interested in Yalda candies?
अरे ये कैंडी का बॉक्स तो दूसरा नहीं चेंज करना, क्योंकि मैंने दोनों टाइम सेम. पहले स्टार्टिंग में 4 सेलेक्ट किया था, फिर मैंने फ्रो सेलेक्ट किया था, अभी फिर दोबारा कर रहे हैं. अगर मैं दोबारा फ्रो करूंगा तो कुछ दिक्कत तो नहीं है कि अलग चूज करना है?
And there's also
अबे चूज कर लो.
No problem. These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left
number
to
5
right.
to 5.
Which one do you want?
नंबर 4 नंबर 4 नंबर 4 सभी नंबर 4 ही आ रहा है, पता है.
Oh, I like your confidence. No hesitation at all. Oh, congratulations.
अच्छा इसी में कोई प्रॉब्लम है आई थिंक.
She always had incredible luck.
ये जादूगर. नंबर 1 इज लिटिल टेल, नंबर 2 इज हरारा फ्रूट, नंबर 3 लवेंडर मेलन, नंबर 4 इज ओनिगा वुड.
Ah,
What?
that couldn't mind reading? X-ray vision? Or some kind of magic trick?
Tell us what's going on. Since when did you get superpowers? Traveler?
ओ कोई बच्ची दिखी हमें. अरे वो बच्ची तेरे पास है. जस्ट नाउ डेट वाज बट
नहीं था वो.
अरे वो डेंड्रो आर्कन वो बच्ची है. इसने बता तो दिया पहले ही, और मुझे पहले से पता था.
Did you see something? Us leaving Dunyarzad without letting her know is kinda rude, you know.
रुक बे, तुम्हारी आवाज बढ़ाता हूँ मैं. साला आवाज ही नहीं.
स्पॉइलर मतलब वो हमको पहले ही पता चल गया था ट्रेलर से उसका.
इधर भाग रही है वो छोटी प्यारी सी बच्ची. पकड़ो उसको.
प्यारी सी भाई.
कांड मार लेगी. पकड़ो मत वो.
कहाँ है वो? भाग रही है. अरे इतनी छोटी बच्ची को आर्कन कैसे बना सकते हैं ये लोग?
अरे वो बस हाइट में है रे.
अबे वो 500 साल पुरानी.
हाइट में नहीं, लुकिंग वाइज भी वैसी है। हाइट में से क्या मतलब हुआ?
उसका वन ऑफ द फॉर्म 500 इयर्स है।
उसका वो क्या बोलते हैं, फ्रांस है उसका। ठीक है, अबे ये कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है।
What are you looking for?
सुसु करके
Why
आता
did
है।
we come here?
कब ऐसा दिन आएगा जब हम साला फॉर्चून का आर्कन क्विश कर रहे होंगे?
फॉन्चूर, फॉन्टियर,
फॉन्टून, फाउंटेन,
Traveler?
ये फाउंटेन।
फाउंटेन,
फाउंटेन है।
फाउंटेन नहीं, फॉन्टेन, फॉन्टेन। FONTAIN।
फाउंटेन,
That's
फॉन्टियर नहीं
फॉन्टेन,
है।
फॉन्टेन है, फॉन्टेन।
फाउंटेन। अरे
हाँ
जहाँ से निबुलेट बिलोंग करता है, निबुलेट का घर।
हाँ, हाइड्रो ड्रैगन है वो।
फाउंटियन।
स्पॉइलर दे दिया बे फिर से। वही। तो
जोंगली
तेरे को
क्या
पता
है
था
फिर?
जोंगली का वो स्पॉइलर था पता था कि जोंगली जीओ आर्कन है।
हाँ, नहीं
अबे ये भी नहीं
वो
था।
नहीं पता था मुझे। नहीं, लाज ने बताया कि जोंगली आर्कन है। जब मैं कर रहा था वो लुई हार्बर्स, तो मेरे को नहीं पता था कि जोंगली पूरा टाइम तो जोंगली हमारे साथ स्टोरी में रहा, तो मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि वो आर्कन है।
हाँ वो स्पॉइलर बहुत बड़ा स्पॉइलर हो गया ना न्यू प्लेयर्स के लिए।
isn't that Dunyarzad?
इसलिए बोलता हूँ भाई, न्यू प्लेयर्स को वो
What?
What's happening here? Why are there
क्वेश्चन
two
नहीं आस्क करना चाहिए
Dunyarzads?
भाई।
You
नहीं
already
स्पॉइलर
know that
मिलेगा।
this isn't your
जैसे
first Sub-Zero's festival,
नईडा
don't you?
आर्कन है,
I'm
जोंगली
sure you
आर्कन
already
है।
know how to use this. A knowledge capsule? Where did you get it?
अभी कौन
What's
कौन होगा
inside?
आर्कन?
You should use it too, Paimon.
नेबुलेट हाइड्रो ड्रैगन है।
You know Paimon?
Let's see it's together, Paimon.
Well, this
प्राइ
seems kind of
पायरो
sketchy.
का आर्कन है।
Paimon feels like
मुराटा,
this is what we should do.
हाँ,
हिनाता?
मुराटा,
हिन
मुराटा, मुराटा, पायरो आर्कन उसका
मुन्ना।
नाम है। मुराटा, मुराटा।
अरे चुप कर बे, क्यों स्पॉइलर दे रहा
What the?
फालतू में?
अबे वो
ए,
तो आर्गन का नाम को सबको पता है बे।
So many days worth of memory.
This is our 20th time at the Sub-Zero's
सबका
festival?
आर्गन रिवील हो चुका है वैसे।
No,
क्रायो का।
the 30th?
प्राय का ये
40th?
रुको,
Just how many times
सारित्सा।
have we been to the Sub-Zero's
ये
festival?
सभी आए नहीं ना अभी तो
Have
गेम
we
में।
been trapped
नहीं
in
नहीं,
a
आने वाले
single
रीजन
day?
है।
If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have even realized.
वो गेंशिन का एक
What
ट्रेलर
the
है,
heck
उसमें
was
सब बता
inside
दिया
that knowledge
वैसे।
capsule? Your memories are still scrambled? Try your best to remember. This isn't the first time we've
After
met,
3-4
and I
years,
answered
the
that
game
question
will
a
come
long
to an
time
end.
ago.
नहीं,
My
गेंशिन
Paimon
इम्पैक्ट 2
thing.
आएगा क्या?
Oh, it's
तीन
coming
चार साल के
back.
बाद तो हो ही
Meeting
जाएगा।
you
और
was
क्या
the
है
real
स्टोरी में?
catalyst for restoring our
अभी आने
memories.
वाला है
And the knowledge capsule
ड्रीम्स ऑफ
was
लैंड
just your means of
और
showing our
अरे
minds.
कितना बोल रहे हो
सेलेस्टिया।
तुम लोग?
What about everyone else? Why are you only helping the
सेलेस्टिया
two
आने
of
वाला है
us?
वैसे, कहां गया अभी?
Your sense of deja vu is stronger than everyone else's, yes? As for an explanation, you two received the blessing of Dendro. And you also have special, sensitive constitutions. It was as if a single sheet of paper was separating those memories from your consciousness.
What wrong with the Denya Jad over
A
there?
familiar question. I think this is the 7th time you asked that. As you can see, she isn't doing well. You probably sensed it too. The Dunyarzad you were just with is different from the first Dunyarzad you met. That first Dunyarzad is in front of you right now, and she doesn't have a lot of time left.
What I need to do right now is...
Looks like you're almost done sorting out your brain. Oh yeah, I'm Nahida.
Nahida. I know you introduced yourself before.
Good. You passed the test. What's happening? You can awaken our memories, and you seem like you know what's going on. Oh, wait. Please don't tell Paimon even you don't know. Everything in this world runs in a loop. This cycle is called a samsara. You, me, and everyone else are all stuck inside a one-day samsara. As for the truth, that's on you to find out.
अब ये कुछ
If
ज़्यादा ही
you
साइंस
were
फिक्शन
told
होता
the
जा रहा है, जो
truth
कि मेरे
instead of
पल्ले से बाहर
discovering
है।
it yourselves, it would literally blow your minds. I don't know how you'd be after that. I can only give you surface level help, like bits of information and subtle hints. For the rest of the time, I'll be doing all I can to slow down Dunyarzad's illness. She looks like she isn't doing well at all. Her illness gets worse after each Sub-Zero's festival. If we can break out of the samsara, I might be able to save her. But as things are right now, she's just a small bird in the sky that's about to lose its last feathers. All I can do is raise a gale to delay her fall. You sure love to use weird analogies. Analogies are wonderful tools. They let you use existing knowledge to understand unfamiliar things. Okay, so, with what you know so far, what do you think the truth is?
Let me collect my thoughts. थॉट्स क्या होता है, कैसे कलेक्ट करते हैं अब ये? ऐसे ऐसे मतलब ट्यूटोरियल मत दिया करो मेरे को. सिलेक्ट द टेक्स्ट एंट्री. क्या सिलेक्ट करूं? डेजा वू.
What's happening right now seems to have happened before. This feeling has been getting stronger and stronger.
What now?
That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through.
अरे बताओ कौन सा सिलेक्ट करना है?
वे कुछ भी कर लो, तुम्हारा है बे.
ये क्या है?
तुम्हारा वर्ल्ड है, कुछ भी सिलेक्ट कर लो भाई. सब कैसे सेम है.
अब क्या हो करना है? अब क्या करना है?
मैं आया 1 मिनट.
ये क्या है ये?
My mom. Grand. We've already. Grand say.
A time loop. You've given similarly wrong answers in the past. A pity. Still the wrong answer? Paimon thought that made a lot of sense. It feels like time's just repeating itself. A simple time loop can't explain some of the phenomena. You two are still missing a lot of information. Unfortunately, I can't give you any more hints. Dunyarzad! The Sub-Zero's festival is happening every day, but that doesn't mean we can waste an infinite amount of them. Hurry and find the truth before today's festival ends. Let's think about our current situation. To save Dunyarzad, we have to escape the samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival. And to do that, we need to figure out what's happening. The truth. Nahida rejected the idea of a time loop, so we must have missed something, right? Paimon's memories say that we've already done this many times, but let's go talk to people again. It's more productive than sitting here and scratching our heads. Why don't we start with those stall owners?
Number 1 strongest arcan is Cairo Arcan. Oh yeah.
लोर के वाइज ज़ॉम्बी है, पता नहीं. ऐसे ही बोला है बस. कोई स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है. ट्रैवलर है अपना स्ट्रॉन्ग भाई. ट्रैवल के पास है सब कैरेक्टर्स.
वैसे सही बात बताऊं तो आई थिंक मुझे भी ये लगता है ट्रैवलर ही है जो सबसे स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट आर्कन है. आर्कन, इस बात में नोटिस करना. आर्कन
ओरिजिनल पावर होता तो सबको मार देता है.
क्योंकि जो हमारा ट्राइबल है, मुझे मतलब ऐसे एक्सप्लोरर ही मिले हैं कि वो एक गॉड है जो इस दुनिया का सबसे स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट गॉड या ऐसा कुछ चीज कह सकते हैं.
कौन?
ट्रैवलर.
You guys again. Where's...
अब ट्रैवलर वो है, क्या बोलते हैं, उनका स्टार रेल खेला है.
Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness of my products. I harvested them from the forest just yesterday.
उनका स्टार रेल में एक ट्रेल ब्लेजर जैसा होता है, वही है.
What brought this about?
उसमें से होते
I
हैं
hurried back
स्पीशीज.
from the forest yesterday, and I'm selling produce here today.
ये ट्रैवलर गॉड थोड़ी ना है क्या?
डेमी गॉड है एक।
To put it another way,
ट्रैवलर का वो है ना, क्या
really,
बोलते, एज
really think
इन्फिनिट
about
है।
it, was yesterday truly yesterday?
मेरे को क्यों लग रहा है
Did you
मल्टीवर्स आने
actually
वाला
come
है?
from the forest
अबे
yesterday?
मल्टीवर्स है, होंकाई इम्पैक्ट के उसमें हुआ है।
Philosophical nonsense is
ये
this?
होंकाई
Are you
यूनिवर्स में
daydreaming?
गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट।
Didn't you know that no one dreams in
मतलब
Sumeru?
पहला गेम
Or
इनका
somewhere else if
होंकाई
you
है
want to find
और
someone to
उसी के
dream
एक
with.
स्पीशीज हैं ट्रैवलर्स। ये जो है हमारे ट्रैवलर, उन्हीं में से एक
नहीं,
स्पीशीज है।
वो थ्योरी है, एक नया गेम आया ना अभी, स्टार रेल, होंकाई
हाँ
स्टार रेल।
हाँ
उसमें एक स्पीशीज होता है ट्रेल ब्लेजर, वो वर्ल्ड्स ट्रैवल करते हैं ना,
Dream. Anyway,
हाँ।
if this
फिर
all
दूसरे
really
यूनिवर्स
weren't
आते हैं,
just a
वही
dream, we would
थ्योरी
have
है
woken up a
वैसे,
long
कंफर्म
time
नहीं है,
ago.
थ्योरी है।
मतलब होंकाई से ही
Let's keep
सभी
asking
गेम्स वो
around.
करेंगे, रिलेट करेंगे।
हाँ, होंकाई का यूनिवर्स है, गेंशिन का अपना यूनिवर्स है, मार्वल का होता है ना वैसे।
हाँ, जैसे गैलेक्सी ऑफ गार्डियंस अलग से हैं, बस अवेंजर अलग से हैं।
वो सभी मार्वल्स की है।
अरे तो मूवीज अलग आती है ना, जैसे गार्डियंस ऑफ गैलेक्सी की अलग से आती है, और गार्डियंस ऑफ गैलेक्सी अभी अभी मिले हैं मार्वल में अवेंजर के साथ। पहले तो स्ट्रेंज थे वो लोग।
तो सेम
It's
है
you
ना,
two.
यूनिवर्स
Was
तो
my
सेम है ना।
divination
हाँ,
so
यूनिवर्स
accurate
सेम है।
that you felt compelled
हाँ,
to
वही
compliment me
गेंशिन का
in
वही
person?
फंडा है।
हाँ, मतलब इसमें भी वही फंडा है कि यूनिवर्स और वो अलग, स्पीचेस अलग है,
हाँ, एक
अलग।
ही है होंकाई के यूनिवर्स में, कंफर्म हो गया है वो।
Ooh, I knew it! I told you, the god's divination is highly accurate. You
अरे
just
इस
hadn't fully
मामले में
understood
हमारा
its
दिमाग बहुत
significance yet.
चलता है भाई।
भाई तेरे को
You're really excited
होंकाई
about
के
this, huh?
कैरेक्टर्स देखने
That's
चाहिए।
exactly why we came back.
होंकाई
Help
बहुत
us better
ज्यादा
understand it.
फ्यूचरिस्टिक है ना, तो मुझे
Help
पसंद
you
नहीं
नहीं
है।
नहीं
better
नहीं, तू बस
understand it?
कैरेक्टर देख।
Well,
होंकाई
that
का
isn't
कैरेक्टर
exactly what
भाई,
I excel at.
वॉलपेपर है मेरा।
So, you're admitting that you don't have a clue?
Anyway, what kind of
साले
situation did you
होंकार
get
गेंशिन
into?
से अच्छे वॉलपेपर पड़े हैं मेरे पास।
Huh?
अरे
Hold
वॉलपेपर
on
जो
a
तू
second.
कैरेक्टर देख,
I thought
तेरे को
you
मजा आ
guys
जाएगा।
just lost your wallet or fell for a scam.
देखेगा
What
क्या
you
रियल
just
है?
said. Are you
अरे
serious?
ये ना गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट एक
Does that
मैजिकली
kind of
दुनिया है।
thing actually happen
यहाँ पर
in real
मैजिकली
life?
हम फाइट कर सकते हैं,
Paimon
वेपन
knew
स्वॉर्ड
you
या
weren't going to
मैजिकली,
believe it.
है ना। बट
Marvelous.
होंकाई जो है वो
Truly
एज अ
marvelous.
फ्यूचरिस्टिक है, वेपन
I
गन्स
believe you.
वगैरह भी है उसमें।
Recall the interpretation of your divination. The
और मेरे
भाई
को
myth,
इसमें भी
illusions,
आ
and
जाएंगे।
lies.
नहीं
It
आएंगे, जिस तरह का
really
इसका
felt like
वर्ल्ड
an
का
omen.
टाइमलाइन चल रहा है, इस
When you
हिसाब
say
से
it
इसमें
like that,
गन नहीं आएंगे।
the divination does sound like it's related to what's going
कोई ना
on.
कोई तो कैरेक्टर होगा
Can
जो
you
गन
read any more into it?
एक है ना।
I believe that the
कौन
Archon's
सा कैरेक्टर गन
revelations are
यूज
never
करता है
more
भाई?
than vague hints. Anything more
टी स्किल
specific
करने
is
से नहीं नहीं
beyond
नहीं,
the
वो
reach
गन
of
नहीं
the
है, वो
immortals.
क्रॉस।
The book only
वो
says, if
बोलते
you
रहा हूँ,
trust your
मैजिकल
instincts and overcome your
वेपन्स
fears,
इनके पास,
the
मैजिकल
sun
पावर्स
will
टाइप
surely
अटैक है।
rise.
So that's how it is. Looks like fortune telling is just fortune
ये
telling.
किसकी आवाज है भाई?
It's no good for
मेरे को भी
practical
पता नहीं।
problems.
ये आस्था है, ये
We
बोलने
haven't
की
made
नाकाम
any
कोशिश करते हुए।
progress. Who else can we talk to?
क्या हुआ तेरे
Paimon
माइक को?
remembers that we tried talking to
कांड
her
में ले
a
लिया।
couple times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her.
भाई 5 बार
We think she'll
नोटिफिकेशन
brush
आए
us
तेरे
off
लाइव स्ट्रीम
again.
के।
Yeah.
अरे 5 बार
If we
ट्राई भी
happen to be a
किया भी तो है ना,
strong
बार
sense
बार
of
से कर रहा हूँ।
responsibility
एक
as a
बार साला
mercenary,
720p में
then
हो
she'll
रहा है,
definitely take us
एक बार फिर
seriously.
हुआ 720 में, एक बार 1080p में,
At
एक बार
this
वाईफाई
time
रुक
of
गया, अभी
day,
फिर किया
he
मैंने।
has probably just finished beating up those
बाद में
kidnappers.
माइक नहीं चल रहा
Let's
था।
go find her.
गन वाली कैरेक्टर आने वाली है। कुछ भी कैसा, मतलब कुछ भी जो
कौन
टाइम,
बोल रहा है?
अरे नहीं आएगा गन वाला कैरेक्टर यार। मैं जो टाइमलाइन ही ऐसा, इसमें वेपन यूज करेंगे तो ये पूरा पंचत कैसा टाइम, अजीब सा गेम बन जाएगा ये। जिस तरह का अभी है ना टाइमलाइन, जिस तरह का पूरा वर्ल्ड है, उस हिसाब से ये चीज़ें ठीक है। गन बनाएंगे तो भाई फिर ये खत्म है ये गेम।
जो गन वाला होगा पहले
और
मैं
वैसे
लूंगा।
फाउंटेन जो जगह है वो थोड़ा फ्यूचरिस्टिक है, उसमें तो शायद वो बायोशॉक टाइप का है ना, बायोशॉक बायोशॉक का टाइप का है वो, तो उसमें आ सकता है मे बी। बट इधर आना ये मतलब अजीब सा दुनिया है यार। कहीं साला फ्यूचर कितना आगे चल रहा है, वहीं मॉन्स्टर ले लो साला, पता नहीं कितना नाइट्स के ज़माने का चल रहा है, मैं जो राजाओं के ज़माने का।
Huh? You saw? Then why didn't you jump in earlier? If someone was protecting Miss Dunyarzad, I could have went all out. Anyway, can you do something for me?
You want the traveler to
वैसे गन यूज करते तो हैं वो, क्या बोलते हैं वो, अपने एनिमीज हैं, कंटेंट में जो एनिमीज हैं।
How did you know what I was
मैं
going
वही
to
तो
say?
बोल रहा हूँ, फ्यूचर में आ जाएंगे।
नहीं बकवास हो जाएगा गेम पे।
नहीं नहीं, मेरे को तो अच्छा लगेगा भाई।
नहीं नहीं, ये क्या है? अब सिलेक्ट टेक्स्ट दिया, अब मैं क्या टेक्स्ट सिलेक्ट करूँ? मेरे को बेंचो समझ ही नहीं लग रहा पूरी स्टोरी। पीपल फ्रॉम सेमरू डू नॉट ड्रीम।
तेरे को क्या सही लग रहा है? तेरे को क्या सही लग रहा है वो क्लिक कर।
मैं कोई सही नहीं सिलेक्ट लग रहा साला, मेरे को साला सभी बकवास लग रहा है।
कर क्या रहा है, मैं देख तो लूं एक बार।
You got injured because you weren't used to your current gun sword.
I didn't tell anyone about that. Including Miss Dunyarzad. You couldn't have known.
तो उसको बोलना क्या क्या हुआ है।
Literally took the words right out of my mouth. What's going on?
All right, so this is the situation.
तू पढ़ता क्यों है? वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं?
Kind of hard to believe what you just told me.
तुषान
First, let me
कैसे हो
make
भाई?
something
भाई
clear.
सबसे खतरनाक
Most of us
स्टोरी है
desert
ये
dwellers
वाली।
might not be the scholarly type,
मजा
but we do
आएगा
have
आगे।
basic common
अरे वाह,
sense.
देखते हैं। वैसे वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो सब्सक्राइब कर दो और लाइक भी कर दो। ठीक है।
Quieter than usual, uninterested in anything, and really gloomy.
वैसे मेरे एसआरएम
Yeah, she isn't the same as before, but her parents said that this is how she was like at first.
एएसएमआर तो नहीं आ रहा।
तेरा नहीं ऐसे मार तो नहीं आ रहा, बस आवाज आ रही है तेरी बस बोलने की।
understand what you're all talking about.
फिर ठीक है।
11,000 का हेडफोन लिया भाई तूने, टेंशन क्यों लेता है भाई?
My lady,
11 नहीं
are
रे।
you angry?
Come with me, I show you some. क्या?
All right, I'll give you the
पढ़ ही नहीं
benefit
पाया
of the doubt since you knew
evidence.
about my greatsword. Let's make this a quick trip. Miss Dunyarzad isn't completely safe here.
Yeah. क्या लिख रहा है ये? गन अल्ट में यूज करेगी, वैसे स्वॉर्ड यूजर है, 5 स्टार कैरेक्टर है।
कौन?
कोई नई आने वाली है कैरेक्टर बोल रहा है 5 स्टार।
कौन? फुरीना?
नहीं नहीं, कोई और है शायद।
इलेक्ट्रिक कैरेक्टर।
इलेक्ट्रिक कैरेक्टर।
अजीब है।
क्या खा रहा है तू?
कौन?
तू।
परोटो।
Nahida, we brought a friend. Are you busy?
चावल नहीं खाता क्या तू?
That it won't help to bring anyone here. We just wanted her to see the real Dunyarzad's condition.
ज़्यादातर रोटी खाता है या चावल खाता है?
The real
दोनों खाता है भाई, जो मिलता है।
Where and who are you talking to?
सैम भी अलग ही क्वेश्चन पूछता है कुछ भी।
अरे
जो
नहीं,
मिलता है खाता हूँ यार।
अरे मेरा कहने मतलब नेपाल में चावल ज़्यादा चलता है ना। हमारा नाइट का डिनर में रोटी बनता ही नहीं है, हमारे नाइट के डिनर में सिर्फ चावल बनता है।
मेरे इधर रोटी बनता है।
वही तो पूछ रहा हूँ मैं, रोटी खा रहा है, चावल वावल खाते नहीं।
Bro, I'm brought up in Bangalore, so
हमारे यहाँ रात को चावल बनते ही नहीं, रोटी बनती ही नहीं है, चावल ही बनती है रात को। Guys.
Hold on.
The other team is just very noisy.
Is that?
ये कौन बोला?
You can see her.
Wow, how perceptive. Does she have invisible antennae?
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she? How's she doing?
Her condition's really bad, and she's basically in a coma. How did you know she was here?
I can sense her aura. There are also lingering feelings of something like regret or disappointment.
What happened?
What happened?
Do you believe
तेरे पास तो ये कैरेक्टर भी तो है ना दिया।
festival has been repeating itself?
नहीं है रे मेरे पास।
अरे हाँ, तेरे को दूसरा चूटिया वाली मिली है।
You think the sages are behind this?
चूटिया वाली?
Yeah.
जो गिटार बजाती है ना, नाहिदा की स्टोरी सबसे बेस्ट है।
The Sub-Zeru's festival is a sick joke.
हाँ, सबसे बेस्ट है।
Point.
इसको समझ ही नहीं आता, कोई बता दे तो।
Interesting.
Academia's sages are the only ones in Sumeru who could pull off something like this. Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know.
Mahida, can you tell me us anything about the Akasha?
Right. Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? That means you must know something about the Akasha.
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
A gnosis can do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical. It's being powered by the gnosis of Sumeru's Archon.
So, this Nahida you mentioned, what did she say?
She said, and Paimon quotes, "The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people."
Compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to the people. Wait.
What's up?
I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for.
Wait.
But
वो भाई
compiling
Valorant
the
खेल रहा है तो माइक बंद कर रखना
wisdom?
अपना.
How does that work?
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha?
अरे उसका एको होता है, क्या करें अब?
Doubt it.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. What do you think?
माइक ऑन होगा तो एको होगा ना, माइक ऑफ होगा तो थोड़ी एको होगा.
ओ भाई, अभी समझा तूने लड़की क्यों लिया ट्रैवलर?
People in Sumeru don't.
समझ रहे हैं.
Information on the Akasha.
Okay. Nahida said.
भाई
The
बताओ.
Akasha relies on the
हम
power
5
of a
लोग इधर
gnosis
हैं,
to operate.
उधर देखने से 6 ही लाइक है.
My mind feels exhausted, even though I
क्या
haven't
कर रहे हो
done
यार?
too
लाइक
much
क्यों नहीं
thinking.
करते तुम लोग यार? बताओ यार.
मैं अभी नोटिस
You
किया.
mean the Akasha is causing our mental fatigue? Huh.
कौन गया?
Now that I think about it,
Huh?
my head's been
Asta
feeling
gaya shayad
unusually
se.
heavy. When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, a sage once said, "Knowledge always comes at a price." Compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us?
But now we need to do that.
Who knows? The Akasha can
अरे
put
कोई
knowledge into
कुर्ता
our heads, so
पजामा
who's to
सजेस्ट
say
करना.
that it can't also poke around in there?
कुर्ता
I don't know
पजामा
any specifics.
महरून कलर का बढ़िया अपने फिट का,
Just think
या
about
तो
it.
फिर
If you could combine the
हल्का
knowledge
ऑरेंज
of every
कलर के
single
साथ
person in
वाइट.
Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive brain. This hive mind could make
या
breakthroughs
हल्का
in
ब्राउन,
problems that
हल्का
even the
ब्राउन के
smartest
साथ
geniuses
वाइट.
can't crack.
An excellent deduction. And the analogy comparing Sumeru City to a massive brain? I love it.
In that
ब्लैक
case,
तो मत रहने दियो. वो भाई हो गया, बस ब्लैक खत्म है.
maybe that'll solve this problem.
ब्लैक नहीं चाहिए.
ब्लैक नहीं यार, सब ब्लैक ही कराते हैं आजकल. मतलब वो एक वो बन गया है कि हाँ ब्लैक ब्लैक ब्लैक. वो ऐसा नहीं है. कैजुअल रहना है, बढ़िया रहना है, अच्छा नॉर्मल दिखना है तो फिर मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, हल्का ब्राउन वाइट के साथ या हल्का ऑरेंज कलर वाइट के साथ या फिर महरून कलर
Yeah, I was
वाइट
only
के साथ.
wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to cook up such a
भाई कितनी
conspiracy.
प्यारा.
Mark my words. When this is over,
मैं आया
I'm
एक
getting
मिनट.
evidence and exposing this whole thing to the public.
कहाँ जा रहा है, कहाँ जा रहा है ये लोंडा,
How does
कहाँ जा
everyone
रहा
feel?
है? Actually, I also noticed something else.
Huh? What is it?
I feel like at the end of the every day, there is always the sound of a beep.
Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single soft beep that sounds like it's coming from the Akasha terminal.
The sound of a beep. Could it be a prompt tone for when the Akasha is operating?
हेलो.
I heard the same sound in the pot
It's
almost.
probably an important clue.
हाँ हाँ
We
बोल.
weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep
कुछ नहीं
anyway.
कुछ नहीं.
Beep.
Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There was definitely a beep, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my head. We took off our Akasha terminals.
दे इसके साथ कुछ होने वाला है। यही साउंड तो हमें सुनाई दे रही थी थोड़ी देर पहले। ये मत कहना कि हम टेलीपोर्ट हो गए कहीं और अब। नहीं 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 नहीं। ओह क्या रहा है?
Good. You adapted quickly this time.
At the end of the last night.
We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard them beep. Why is that?
We've been implanted with another form of the terminals we feel at the serving or connection.
But now we can at least confirm one thing. The Akasha definitely has something to do with whatever's trapping us in this cycle. Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this far if all it wants is everybody's wisdom?
It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand why they're being treated the way they are.
If we're lab rats, then what are you? Nahida, you've never told us anything about yourself.
एक बज गए।
I guess I'm...
The moon? Wasn't that the result of our divination?
Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth, so you should focus on other things. Don't get distracted and miss any clues.
Okay then. Dia helped us a lot yesterday, so let's go find her. If Paimon's reading the time correctly, those kidnappers should be showing up soon.
What now? अब क्या होगा क्या? क्या हम उसके फाइट में शामिल होंगे?
I've already taken care of those kidnappers.
यहाँ पर।
My lady, did you get hurt?
Hold on, something not right.
Dia?
What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs.
Aren't you still getting used other new great swords?
How did you know about my greatsword? I haven't told anyone about it. Please, don't tell Miss Dunyarzad.
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
Running your better.
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. If I had to say something, it's weird how such a new weapon could feel so familiar. It's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
You're saying that although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only knowing the theory of battle won't get you anywhere.
Traveler, what do you think?
Today because we removed our Akasha terminal, this was never happened.
Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful.
It is possible that we have already broken.
Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
We'll know for sure at the end of the day.
I have no clue what you two are talking about, but it's still dangerous here, so...
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere else to rest while you check if there are still more kidnappers around, right?
How did you know what I was gonna say? Can you read minds?
Forget it. Go and do your thing.
वही सेम बकवास चीज। और उसके बाद हम फिर टीपी होंगे कहीं पर निहाइदा के पास।
It's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured, everything seems to have stayed the same. Listen, Nahida, we found out that Dia got out just fine today, even though she got injured every other time she fought the kidnappers. Do you think the Samsara has been broken? Have we saved Dunyarzad?
Really? Good job on all that progress. Get some good sleep tonight.
Hey, what kind of an answer is that?
Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience tomorrow. How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept? It's even possible that this entire world is a lie, and the history of the whole world has just been one endless Sub-Zero's festival.
Okay, no more. Paimon's brain is already shut down.
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things you will learn tomorrow. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away.
Huh? Hold on, what did you just say? Did Paimon hear you correctly?
Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after they take a duk-duk. That's why I suggested you could try that. Is that so strange?
It's so strange and so against common sense that Paimon's at a loss for words. You were sounding kind of smart just a minute ago. Yeah, even though it's happy and lively at the Sub-Zero's festival every day, it feels like it's been a long time since we've really gotten to
जी था ये
relax.
बातें
Let's go back to our room.
पीपी ये फिर से होने लग गया बहनचोद
We're still in the same day. Nahida, you already knew last night that we didn't break out of the samsara? Why did you tell us?
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your minds.
Paimon thought that Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you were looking out for us after all.
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been everything to me.
Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're taking things a little fast.
What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and sense my presence. In other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not exist. That's why you two have been everything to me. Get it?
Nahida's talking about confusing stuff again.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
This time loop theory is indeed incorrect.
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory?
Dia fighting skill have been improving. Then years lesson.
Oh yeah, you're right. Gosh, how did we not notice that? In a simple time loop, people's physical conditions should also reset.
So, what's your new hypothesis?
मैं सोने जा रहा हूँ ठीक है
क्या रुक जा क्या करेगा सो के
सुबह 6 बजे उठना है
क्यों
बाहर जा रहा हूँ
तू बाहर बहुत जाने लग गया है क्या दिक्कत क्या है
अब बाहर घूमने वाली मिल गई तो क्या करें
समझ रहा हूँ मैं तेरी बातें
अरे चुप के बोला रे दोस्त लोग आ रहे हैं इवेंट के लिए जा रहे हैं वो लोग आ रहे हैं वो लोग इवेंट में जा रहे हैं
यार मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आ रहा मैं कुछ भी दबा के भेज दे रहा हूँ बस इसे
Oh, then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories. That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's festival hasn't happened yet. It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before. But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword. Now everything makes sense.
A brilliant deduction.
Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong.
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows.
That isn't simple at all!
Feel the wrong consolation.
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new.
Right! She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go!
अब फिर से वहीं जाना पड़ेगा इसकी माँ की आग। रुको रे, मैं 1 मिनट आया वॉशरूम जाके।
Toodaloo. One client, 2 clients, 3 clients.
सबर
Silly churl, Billy
सबर का
churl,
फल मीठा होता है।
silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh. Toodaloo. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh.
ये मेरे को उठा कर डायलॉग इधर तक क्यों नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है?
Toodaloo. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy.
चलो भाई
hilly
आ गए
churl.
हम वापस से। अशोक पुन, हेलो भाई, कैसे हो? वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। चलो आगे का स्टोरी कंटिन्यू करते हैं।
यार मैं जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है? मैं कल
चल भाई जा जा भाई जा, घूम मजे कर तू कल।
अरे नहीं, मैं 9 बजे 10 बजे आ जाऊँगा।
चल ठीक है।
ठीक है।
चल गुड नाइट।
गुड नाइट।
पांडू, अरे अशोक 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 की हाल है? की हाल है? की
There
हाल
you
है?
are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
मैनू भी सिखा दे ये गेम। अरे बहुत बड़ी
Truth
गेम
be
है यार।
told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and
कोई नहीं, सिखा
wait a
देंगे।
second.
तू
How did
मिलता
you know I
सही।
got a new great sword to begin with? I didn't tell
चलो
anyone
मिलूंगा,
about
मैं
it.
तुम दसूंगा केड़ा गेम है।
Could you explain the
डाउनलोड
situation to
करके
her
भी
today?
दूंगा।
Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it.
We don't actually need to explain everything. You suddenly become a perfection with your great sword become. We lived through the same day many times already.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this great sword,
दिवाली
but
दे
my
की
brain
plan या
just
फिर
doesn't remember it?
पैग पुगदा
Yes, your memory's being erased
पैग पुगता नहीं
every
लड़ना
day.
पड़ा मैं
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
राज ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਲਾ ਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋ
Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have
तो
noticed
सुत्ता नहीं कल छुट्टी है तेरी I thought about that. Ooh. But if you the sages were behind this, if they utilize the entire city resources as well as information supplied by the Akasha.
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything. It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof? Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad.
पता नहीं हम लोग कितनी बारी कर चुके हैं रिपीट और मेरा दिमाग का दही हो रहा है भाई लिटरली क्योंकि कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा एटलीस्ट समझ आया तो मेरे को भी हाँ मजा आया भाई ये हो रहा है मेरे को एक्चुअली में कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा कि क्या हो मतलब कंफ्यूज हूँ मैं थोड़े बहुत चीज़ों को लेके यहाँ पर और मेरे को ये भी नहीं समझ आ रहा इसके पीछे किसका हाथ है नाइदा का या किसी का भी वो जो जिनकी ये बात कर रहे हैं किडनैपर्स उनकी
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
That makes sense.
Whew. I hope that cleared things up. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime.
कौन जा रहा है भाई स्ट्रीम छोड़ डिस्कॉर्ड छोड़ के We are not in the time loop. We are not in the real world.
Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
Let me think.
Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
How come? We have never thought about leaving the city?
Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city. I can't believe
अभी सोलर
Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
ये क्या होता है? एक्लिप्स या एक्लिप्स क्या लिख रहा तू भाई? It is really strange.
How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Yeah. मैं भी यही सोच रहा था थोड़ी टाइम पहले से कि अगर हम सिटी या इसको ही लीव कर दें तो सही रहेगा कि नहीं, बट वो कमांडेड क्वेस्ट या चेंज हो गया क्या? कमीशन आ गया क्या आज के? मेरे डेली कमीशन, वाओ। अरे नहीं,
Nahida, we're back!
You're back early today. Did you find something new?
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
what will be happen if try to leave the have ever tried to leave?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town.
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Let's try again. Again.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
फिर से वही बकवास चीज बातें बोलेगा।
Our memories are back.
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
Paimon, what do you mean?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
Other message? Who?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
This is my own voice.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in. It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
Okay, let's go.
हाँ, ये क्या हो रहा है? अपने को निकलना है क्या यहाँ से? हाँ, टेलीपोर्ट भी अनलॉक कर लेते हैं इसी बहाने।
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Of course, the Academia will get their plans with the power.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry! Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
Leaving the city may target disruption, or ma'am, we need to someone to stay with event from this side.
But what if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon won't be able to help you. Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together.
Don't worry. If we live together, it
Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look. And please, be careful.
पाइमोन इतना प्यार करती है हमसे या पाइमोन हमारा यूज कर रही है कुछ भी हो सकता है Let's go and try to leave the city today. What wrong, Paimon?
Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
What do you promise?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
I don't remember doing it. I won't leave.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world.
Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday? I see. Using two people's different perspectives.
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
You sure that's what you show? You weren't going out or anything?
No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this?
Yeah, I don't even know that yesterday existed.
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
So they didn't just restrict access to the Muru city. They also erasing the memories of those who live.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
If our memories will be erased, can we leave behind something other than memories?
Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well... Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me.
Yep, now we're talking.
कहाँ जा रही है नईदा? कितना वेट कर रहे हैं उसके लिए? रात हो गई है दिन आ गई वापस आ गई.
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node.
To make something like this? Nahida, You really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
This is what worth it.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
I still think you should stay.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it. Okay. See you tomorrow, traveler.
चलो अब मेरे को पाइमोन को पीछे छोड़ के जाना ही पड़ेगा.
That covers everything that's happened so far.
Was that I left for myself when I left the city?
Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
क्या हो रहा है?
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty. Except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
वो कितना डरावना हुआ होगा वो.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final space has also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Space without human presence, but the space.
All the bizarre spaces I saw out... That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things... My impression is that...
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
Give me some time. I need to organize my thoughts.
Hey, where are you going?
The city. पांच प्रीमो जेम से हम क्या करेंगे भाई?
ruined. Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
The dance of Sub-Zero. It is.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
I think I know the answer now.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth. Go! Phew! Huh?
You're back. I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival?
That's why, Miss.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times. And the day of the festival seems to... The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to That doesn't sound... All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. Those spaces remind me of... dreams. Like... People in Sumeru don't dream. We are all...
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
The Akasha.
It is the manifestation of...
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the Academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Yes, and they don't intend to stop there.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as we've already experienced it, my mind feels Grand Sage said, go celebrate. Those dreamscapes kept vanishing.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha.
Oh, let's go.
No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
Alright, last question. Who am I?
Why am I? Guys, the moon?
They say that alchemical...
So you noticed.
You are a laser lord, Crystally.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
I have a lot of questions for you, but this is like a good time.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Why could you simply tell us the truth?
You asked me this question before, My answer was, it would literally blow your minds. Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Why could you tell us? So, yeah, how do you say to people from not?
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia Forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's Festival Samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
About the side effect of a mass-produced.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, what?
We might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
Why is about the Sub-Zero?
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow. Now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Dream with no. Like the garden city.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean... deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety? No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's Festival Samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again. Oh, we're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Sorry, but I have to go now. It's emergency. I'm in 2 numbers. See you. 2 numbers. See you tomorrow in the stream. Okay, bro.
Wait.
Bye. Good night.
Paimon remembers everything. Should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Where's Danger?
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream, so another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff, and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still...
Yeah, Lord.
Far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zerus Festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sub-Zerus Festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
So we find the host, then what?
Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the Traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her.
I just feel damn or
Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, Do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Likely. Knowing the plan, they probably become aware that they streaming unsuspecting host would be less likely.
Huh. That's true. Plus, so, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Maybe for the night of.
Oh, that would make sense. Farron, let's go ask him some questions.
Yeah. काफी सारे प्रीमोजेंस हो गया हमारे पास.
Ad Astra. Thank you for. Ad Astra.
आई थिंक मेरे पास 5 हो गए. 5 विशेष हो गए मेरे पास वेंटी के. और इसे पुल करके देखते हैं क्या निकलता है. कुछ नहीं निकला, छोड़ो. सेलेक्ट कैसल. मोना मोना चलने की चांसेस है. चीची कैचिंग. कैचिंग अच्छी है. और ये भी मोना भी अच्छी. चीची तो नहीं, खास नहीं.
When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
Imagine your wish coming true before you are very.
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
Come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're...
What?
Faki? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go. Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
I teach them a lesson they went for.
Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take
Take the ninja and leave.
Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you.
You're wasting your breath.
You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
What the heck?
Bow your head. I'll be back. Silence. I'll be back.
Traveler, are you just taking your anger out on those guys?
I just angry at myself.
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something.
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay, so Paimon's memory is
लेकिन
working
मुझे
so
remember
far.
नहीं है.
Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival.
Should we check out where the item is?
Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search.
चलो काफी अच्छा जा रहा है वैसे हमारा.
This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Sorry. हम थोड़ी चोरी वोरी भी होगी. चोरी तो नहीं होगी, मतलब किसी के प्रॉपर्टी में घुसा जा रहा है बिना परमिशन के.
Should we open it?
Hmm?
Wow. Junior Zod wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her.
Perfect.
Hey! Where are you off to now? Huh?
फिर इधर आ गई बैठने के लिए। ओ डेनिजार्ड इधर खड़ी है। अरे ये वो है ना डमी, आई थिंक।
It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's Dance of Sub-Zeros.
I can barely recall it.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come...
Not leave behind it. Let's go.
What? Where are we going this time?
The top of this tree towards the dance of चलो डांस देखते हैं फिर। Let's go.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order the Grand Sage is already...
Oh. Traveler?
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the Academia, that's another day gone to waste! Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Just like I thought.
Oh, of course! themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Hold a moment.
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisara.
Ah, that beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, Al?
Yeah. What's going on here? Huh?
Imagine that the Grand Sage and are not here in front of
You
you.
guys are acting weird. Hey!
They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. What a surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu? But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
How do you come to...
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City, and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
Now that...
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sabzeruz festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sabzeruz as beautiful as we can.
I've been waiting for a long time for this. Let's go. कटसीन तो अच्छे होते हैं इसके मूवीज वाले.
is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zerus.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Wow. काफी अच्छा है यार, ये तो दिल को छू जाने वाली स्टोरी।
Traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time.
Good morning.
Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara?
I remember now.
Take off your Akasha terminal!
Yes, क्या मैसेज? Funny user. Okay. At the end of the dance of Sebzu, I think I saw. Let's go, देखते हैं क्या होता है। कितनी तेज भाग रही है।
She's not in her room. What happened?
Let's go to the usual spot.
Huh? What usual spot?
Well done, Traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zerus festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream. And I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sub-Zerus.
अरे जिंदा है यार, कितना प्यारा सीन है यार, ये तो जिंदा है। She is alive. ये क्या था? डेंडरो वो? हाँ वो तो ट्रैवलर के लिए। ऐसे वो दूसरे डेंडरो के लिए यूज हो सकता है क्या वो? देखो ये भी मिली थी ना दोरी। कैरेक्टर कोई इतना निंगवांग सुना निंगवांग भी अच्छा है बट तो फोकस नहीं किया इतना। बफ देती है क्या? तीस डीपीएस। अच्छा ये डीपीएस है। ये डीपीएस है। हाँ? राउंडिंग राउंडिंग में 40 लेवल तक तो है। असेंड भी कर रखा है इसको मैंने 50 तक, समझ लो 50 लेवल तक है ये। मैंने देखा है ड्रैगन स्पीयर बस, और भी अच्छे हैं जैसे एनर्जी रिचार्जिंग, वो भी दो और वाइट टेसल भी है। वाइट टेसल ठीक है। ब्लैक टेसल कॉमन, वाइट टेसल। Do you see electric gun user character? या बट इतने अच्छे से नहीं देखा मैंने, हल्का फुल्का देखा। मेरे को नेवलेट को 80 लेवल करना है रे, मेरे को बहुत सारे हीरो बिट्स चाहिए। ये मत बोलना यहाँ से नया वो स्टार्ट होगा।
Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival, and Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the traveler's favorite bench?
But now, 10 yards. See you later. मुझे लगा कि मतलब मर गई या डिस्पेयर होगी जो भी है, बट वो लाइव है और हम ड्रीम देख रहे थे आई थिंक, या हम उसी ड्रीम की दुनिया में घुसे हुए थे। फाइटिंग अभी बाकी है, किससे फाइट करना है? मेरी बात कर रहा है क्या? स्टोरी की बात कर रहा है? इस स्टोरी में तो भाई कुछ फाइट ही नहीं हुआ, कुछ भी फाइट नहीं हुआ, ना के बराबर फाइट था इस स्टोरी में, इस क्वेस्ट में। टॉक टू नाहिदा। नाहिदा यहाँ मिलेगी क्या? नाहिदा तो नहीं है ये।
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right.
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion.
है ये नाहिदा है?
Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control.
ये अच्छा किसी का रूप लेके आई है क्या?
Consciousness can't last for very long though.
अभी बहुत टाइम है स्टोरी खत्म होने में, अभी तो आधा भी नहीं है हुआ है। अच्छा।
I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. And not a moment too soon.
A very happy ending.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
About what I show in the dream at the everyday
At the
forest.
Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from King Deshret.
King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago?
बोल दूं किसने फाइट होगा? नहीं मत बोल.
Still worship him.
No spoiler.
You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
अभी तो वर्ल्ड क्विज भी करना है होगा. हाँ बहुत कुछ है. बस अब कल करेंगे. अब नहीं होगा मेरे से. मेरा दिमाग का दही हो गया है. अभी कल करेंगे. कल सुबह खेलेंगे मजे से. अब मेरे को नींद आ रही है. मैं सो जाऊंगा.
Even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about,
the traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's.
Why do you look like Catherine?
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness.
सुबह खेलोगे क्या? हाँ
When
सुबह
necessary,
खेलेंगे.
I just borrow
अभी
this
नहीं.
bionic
सुबह
Snishnayan
खेलेंगे.
puppet.
बोल तो रहा हूँ. क्योंकि अभी नींद आ रही है. अब खेला नहीं जाएगा. मजा भी नहीं आएगा. अब करेंगे तो कुछ आंखें बंद होंगी. अच्छे से खेल नहीं पाएंगे. कल सुबह खेलेंगे आराम से फ्रेश माइंड के साथ. टाइम देखते हैं. 12-1 बजे के पास.
Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana?
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared,
या 10 बजे के आसपास भी हो सकता है.
and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
Mummy, you are already an excellent Archon.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
How about the Sage plan?
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of... I wonder what caused them to go to... Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero's samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha term. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Tainari to join some kind of project.
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
No one has realized the issue.
You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru, even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
I don't have any.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero's samsara in the immediate future.
Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us.
What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
We spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her.
बस आज के लिए इतना ही. थोड़ा सा ना ऐड कर पास 4 ऐड कर लेते हैं 160. हो जा भाई, सो जाता हूँ, रुक जा पहले थोड़ा सा हीरो सेट कर लो. फिर सुबह तक तो उसने रिस्टार्ट हो ही जाना है, तो थोड़ा सा फ़ायदा उठा लेते हैं. और क्या.
With the wind.
थोड़ा सा हीरो बिट्स कलेक्ट करते हैं, देन उसके बाद सो. और मेरे को थोड़ा सा अपने कैरेक्टर को, जो कैरेक्टर हैं मेरे हीरोज़ को भी थोड़ा सा ट्राई करना है कैसे और मुझे लगता है कि मुझे ऊपर जाना पड़ेगा, वो ऊपर है भाई, ये तो बहुत गलत बात है। भाई घूम के जाना पड़ेगा मेरे को। मेरे पास तो बहुत फ्रिशल वर्जन है, कर या देना प्लीज़, करवा देना प्लीज़। ओके कोई बात नहीं, करवा दूंगा। मैं थोड़ा फ्री हो जाता हूँ ना उसके बाद। और तू भी ना लेवल अपना बढ़ा लेना थोड़ा, तेरे को मटेरियल ज़्यादा मिलेंगे। जब तक मैं फ्री होता हूँ तब तक तू निपटा ले इसको, यार लेवल ज़्यादा कर ले अपना।
Settle down.
Everybody stand back! Time to go!
है हीरो बीट्स ही मिलते हैं ना? अरे मैंने मोरा वाला तो नहीं कर लिया? अरे वाह, नहीं बहुत बढ़िया सैमी। ये होते हैं भाई प्रो प्लेयर। ये कहते हैं प्ले लाइक अ प्रो। बकवास। अभी होता हो थोड़ा डैमेज दे रही है, हाँ थोड़ा नहीं, अच्छा डैमेज ही दे रही है मुझे लग रहा है।
The risk is growing, but it poses no threat to me. Be sanctified.
अरे यार 4 हीरो बिट्स मिले, 4 हीरो बिट्स उसमें मिल जाते हैं, 8 हो जाता मेरे पास। अरे बाप रे बाप। तो लेवल अप कर देता हो जाएगा। 77 हो जाएगा। क्या हो गया? ये तो फुल 80 लेवल की है। तो कॉन्स्टलेशंस करने के लिए बहुत मटेरियल लगने वाले हैं ये, और ये बनाना तो मेरे लिए मुश्किल हो जाएगा अब। बहुत हार्ड है ये बनाने के लिए, बहुत रेजन लगने वाला है। फिलहाल के लिए 80 में रखेंगे हम। चलो बॉयज, आज के लिए इतना ही, बाकी का कल करेंगे हम।
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
अरे तो स्ट्रीम लेट दे रहा है क्या विकेश? थोड़ा लेट स्ट्रीम देख रहा है क्या? और जो पे अभी आया है बॉयज लाइक कर दो और सब्सक्राइब कर दो, सब्सक्राइब कर दो, सब्सक्राइब करना तो लाजमी है। लाइक कर दो और अपने फ्रेंड के साथ भी शेयर करो और मिलते हैं कल सुबह सुबह या कल दोपहर को, मेरा कुछ पता नहीं है। तो फिलहाल के लिए तो बैच ऑफ 7 के पास चलते हैं और थोड़ा सा अब ठीक है। चलो गाइस कल मिलते हैं। गुड नाइट एवरीवन, कल सुबह मिलते हैं 12 PM। देखते हैं 12 हो पाएगा तो। और थोड़ा सा एक बार नज़र डालते हैं अपने प्रीमो जेम्स की तरफ कितने हुए हैं। 99 बस, बट मेरे पास 5 है अभी और थोड़े और मेरे को करने पड़ेंगे। और मैं ट्राई करता हूँ एक चीज़, ये ट्राई करता हूँ मैं कल मैं अबेस करके देखूँगा, ट्राई करके। ये अगर हमने ये कंप्लीट कर लिया तो काफ़ी सारा वो मिल जाएगा। फ्लोर 6 में हूँ, चैम्बर 3, काफ़ी सारे हमें इमरजेंस मिल सकते हैं वहाँ से भी। चलो गाइज मिलते हैं सुबह। गुड नाइट सबको, बाय बाय, सीधा कल मिलते हैं। चलो बाय।